Previously, we learned about SOQL queries, basic SOQL queries. Today, we are gonna learn about parent-child relationship queries. So, we already know the relationship between account and contact, right? So, account is the parent and contact is the child object. First, we need to type select. Then, we need to type what are the fields we want to retrieve from the parent object. We need to write the basic query like select id comma name comma industry from account. It's a basic query. If you click on export, it will retrieve some data of a parent query. Right now, if you want to retrieve a child data, then what we need to do, whatever the fields you want to retrieve from the parent record, first you need to mention all the fields, then give a comma and open the brackets and type select. Okay, then whatever the fields you want to retrieve from the child object, then you can mention the child record or child object fields like id, last name, comma, phone. Okay, and from contacts. Okay, uh, why I'm using contacts I will explain later. The API name of the account object is contact, right? And why I'm using contacts is it's a relationship, right? So we have a child relationships name. That's the reason I'm using contacts. I will show you later. Just see the data. If I click on the export, you can see these are all the data I'm retrieving from the account and related contacts as well. Okay, so we need to go to the object manager. Here you can see go to the fields and relationship. So here you can see the suppose we need to create a relationship between account and contact. So there is account lookup, right? So if you need to click on that account lookup field, then in the label itself it shows the child relationship name. Okay, that's the reason here you can see it's showing contacts. Okay, that's the reason I use contacts. So every object, if whenever you are creating a relationship between two objects, on which object you are creating a relationship, that object will become the child, right? In that particular child object, the relationship field consists the child relationship name. So when you are writing a parent child queries, we need to use the child relationship name. Similarly, for the case is also a relationship between account and cases. Account is a parent and cases is a child, right? Here also you can check like case. In the case we have account lookup. So go to that account lookup field and you can go ahead and check there is a child relationship name. So you can see here it's cases, right? So you can write a query like parent child in whatever the data you want to retrieve from the cases. You can mention that details. So here there is no last name in the cases, so use phone or subject. It's better to use subject. We have subject field in the case, so that's the reason I'm selected subject. And from cases, because it's the child relationship name, that's the reason I use cases. Similarly, we have a relationship between opportunities as well, account and opportunity. You go ahead and try in the opportunity there is account lookup field. Go ahead and check what is a child relationship name and try to give the try out this query. And if there is a sub query again, okay, if you want to write if you have one parent and two childs, you want to retrieve that two childs data as well, you can use like this. After the child query, give a comma and write select id from contacts. Because cases is already there, I use the cases, that's the reason it's showing error. So I use contacts here. It's a child relationship name, that's the reason I use that. So you can see here the data is retrieved both cases and contacts as well for the particular account. Okay, it's retrieving in this scenario account have two childrens. Okay, I want the two children's data as well. That's the reason I given two inner queries. Okay, so subqueries. If you want, if you have any other uh, relationship object also and you want to retrieve that object data also, like the child data, you can give a comma and you need to write the subquery at the end. You need to use the field relationship name. Okay, child relationship name. Okay, okay, let me show you one more thing here. So I have up to now we've seen we have relationship like account and contact, both are standard objects. Now I want to show you one more thing, like how to query data between a standard object and custom object as well. So let me create a contact. So here I have a relationship between a contact and a student object. Basically the student object is lookup on the contact and it's a custom object, right? So you can see here, you can see a student, it's a lookup field, right? So on which object I'm creating a lookup, that object will become a child object, and on the other object will become the parent, right? So on which object we are creating a relationship, that object will become the child and the other object will become the parent. In our scenario, the contact is the child and the parent for the contact is student, right? So I want to retrieve the data from parent to child, like student is the parent and I want to retrieve the data of the child contacts. Okay, so what we need to do here, so type select, and whatever the fields you want to retrieve from the parent object, like what are the fields you want to retrieve from the parent object, you need to mention all the fields. Now I'm fetching all the data of the parent object because student is the parent, right? So I'm fetching all the fields like name and active or not, and I want to check a joining date and city. Okay, these are all the fields from the parent object, right? Previously also we are writing similar, whatever the fields we want to retrieve from the parent object, we will write first, then after entering all the fields we will write a comma, and then we will start an inner query like select id from, and what are the child relationship name. So we will use that particular name here, right? So we already know how to check know the child relationship name, right? We need to go to the particular object and we'll go to the particular field, right? So we are in the contact page and then we go to the fields and relationship. So you can see now we are in the fields. Let me go to the student field, it's a lookup, right? So I'm clicking on the student, then I need to know the what is the child relationship name, right? You can see here, this is the students is the child relationship name, right? So you need to use this in the query. Okay, if I use this directly it will throw an error, right? Because I'm using the child relationship name, but it's a custom object, right? If there is a relationship between two objects and it's a custom object, then we need to use underscore underscore r. So always remember, if there is a parent child relationship query and it's a custom object, then after the child relationship name we need to use underscore underscore r, then only you can retrieve the data from the particular object. Okay, if you have any doubts, please do comment on this video.